It's Friday night, you've just finished work, made something quick to eat, and now it's me time. You sit down, fire up Steam, scroll through your library and instantly feel that familiar depressing feeling. You don't want to play any of them. You click through titles you once loved, maybe even install something new. You launch it, play for 5 minutes, and then that voice kicks in. I'm not really feeling it. You quit, tell yourself you'll try again tomorrow, and that game joins the graveyard of half-played titles sitting in your library. It's strange, isn't it? We used to beg our parents for just 1 hour of game time. Now, with access to more games than we could ever finish, we can't stay interested for longer than a few minutes. So what changed? Did gaming lose its magic, or did we? Why do games feel more like chores than escapes now? And most importantly, how do we get that spark back? I went through that same burnout when gaming felt less like fun and more like background noise. But I figured out a few ways to fix it, ways to actually enjoy games again, even the ones you thought you were done with. Let's talk about it. So why does this happen? Why do we feel bored when we have everything we once dreamed of? Next-gen graphics, thousands of choices, entire worlds to explore, and yet, we can't find the motivation to play any of it? Well, it's not just you. There are a few reasons this happens, and most of them have nothing to do with your love for games suddenly dying out. First, there's novelty. When we were kids, every game was new. Every map, every level, every sound effect felt like magic. We weren't comparing frame rates or analyzing combat systems, we were just in it. Now, we've seen it all. We've shot every gun, saved every princess, climbed every tower. The excitement of discovering something new is gone because deep down, we kind of already know what to expect. Then there's the nostalgia factor. It's not that older games were perfect. A lot of them were janky messes, but we experienced them at a time when our lives were simpler. We had fewer responsibilities, fewer distractions, and the games we played felt like ours. They were tied to real memories, sitting on the floor with friends, yelling over split-screen matches, feeling like time didn't exist. You can't recreate that feeling by booting up a modern open-world game after a 10-hour workday. It's not the same, and that's okay. Finally, there's the noise. Between TikTok, YouTube, and infinite streams of content, our brains are trained for constant novelty. Games require commitment, patience, focus, curiosity, and those muscles have atrophied over time. You can't expect to switch from 15-second dopamine bursts to a slow-burn RPG and instantly feel engaged. It's like expecting to run a marathon after spending 3 years on the couch. So no, games haven't necessarily gotten worse, but the way we consume everything has changed, and gaming just got caught in the crossfire. But here's the thing, nostalgia isn't your enemy. It's actually one of the fastest ways to rekindle your love for gaming if you use it right. Think back to that one game that defined your childhood. Maybe it was Ocarina of Time, maybe it was Halo 3, or maybe it was Super Mario 64, where you'd spend hours just running around the castle doing absolutely nothing productive. Those memories are powerful, but they're not about the game itself, they're about you and the time in your life it represents. So instead of chasing the feeling by forcing yourself to play something modern, try going back just a little. Replay a game you loved when you were younger, or something you always meant to play but never did. You don't need to spend hundreds on remakes or new consoles either. Sites like GOG and official collections on Steam and Switch have tons of classics that still hold up today. The trick isn't to live in the past, it's to revisit it. Play for the sake of reminding yourself why you loved gaming in the first place. You'll be surprised at how quickly your brain reconnects those old wires. And if you find yourself saying, well, the magic just isn't there anymore, that's fine too. Because nostalgia can't fix everything. Sometimes the problem isn't the game, it's the way we approach it. That's where we start changing the habits that kill our enjoyment. And that's what we'll tackle next. Here's the part that most people don't want to hear. It's not always the games. It's your attention span. Think about how you spend your day. You wake up, scroll your phone for 20 minutes before getting out of bed, check a few group chats, maybe watch some YouTube clips while eating breakfast. Then you get home later, sit down to relax, and what do? Scroll again. Short clips, one after another, each one giving you a tiny burst of stimulation. Now, after hours of that, you try to play a game that asks you to focus for more than 5 minutes. Of course it feels boring. You've trained your brain to crave instant payoff, not slow buildup. It's like trying to appreciate a slow burn movie after binging TikToks all day. Your brain just doesn't have the patience for it anymore. That's why the key isn't to force yourself to like games again. It's to retrain your attention. And the good news, you can do it gradually. Start with what I call the 15-minute rule. When you launch a new game, commit to at least 15 uninterrupted minutes. No phone, no second screen, no distractions. If after those 15 minutes you still feel nothing, quit. But most of the time you'll push through that awkward starting point where the tutorial feels like a chore, and hit the moment the game finally clicks. Next, make a list, not of games you own, but of the ones that genuinely interest you right now. Just 3. Hide the rest of your library, don't look at them, don't think about them. Every time you sit down to play, choose one of those 3. It removes the paralysis of choice, which ironically is one of the biggest reasons we don't play at all. And finally, do something that feels almost impossible in 2025. Play with no background noise. No YouTube, no podcast, no Twitch stream in the corner. Just you, the game, and silent. It'll feel weird at first, like your brain's missing something, but that's kind of the point. You're giving yourself space to actually experience the game again instead of turning it into background wallpaper. You can't get that childhood excitement back if your brain's running 5 apps at once. You've got to slow down before you can enjoy anything again. If you've made it this far, you already know the problem isn't that you hate games, it's that your focus has been hijacked. So let's fix that. Not by deleting every app or going on some dramatic digital detox, but by creating what I call an attention budget. Here's how it works. For one day, don't change anything. Just observe. Write down where your time actually goes. Be brutally honest. No self-editing. How long do you spend scrolling TikTok, watching clips, checking Discord, or sitting in decision paralysis on Steam? Add it all up. You'll probably be shocked. The average person spends hours every day doing tiny, low-effort things that don't make them happy. They just fill space. Once you see it written down, you've already taken the first step. Awareness. Now for the next week, you don't quit those things cold turkey, you shrink them. If you spend 3 hours scrolling, make it 2.5. If you check social media 10 times a day, make it 8. It's not about quitting, it's about reclaiming slices of your attention and putting them back into things that actually fulfill you, like gaming, reading, or literally anything that doesn't melt your brain in 5-second bursts. Then, for every 30 minutes you cut from those distractions, replace it intentionally. Play a game, go outside, call a friend, whatever fills you up, not drains you. That's the budget part. Every time you take attention away from something shallow, you reinvest it somewhere meaningful. You'd be surprised what happens after a few weeks. Your brain starts craving longer sessions again. You stop bouncing between 10 games in one night, because you actually stick with one. And those small daily swaps start compounding, like interest, except the return you're getting is your focus back. It's not about discipline or self-punishment. It's about balance. The goal isn't to stop consuming entertainment, it's to make sure you're choosing it, not being dragged into it. When you're finally in control of your attention again, that's when gaming starts to feel fun, not forced. There's no point trying to deny it. Rebuilding focus takes time. But while you're working on it, there are a few quick hacks that can help you start enjoying games again right now. First, try a one-game rule. Every gamer has a massive backlog, but the truth is, Staring at 50 options is paralyzing, so make a rule: you only play one game at a time. Not 5, not 3, stick with it until you either finish it or decide it's not for you. You'll be amazed how much more invested you feel when your attention isn't scattered across your entire library. Second, change your setup. Seriously. Move your desk, swap monitors, use a controller if you usually use mouse and keyboard, anything to make gaming feel new again. Sometimes your brain associates your current setup with boredom or routine, and breaking that pattern can reignite curiosity. Third, schedule playtime like it's an event. Remember when gaming used to feel like something you looked forward to? Bring that back. Pick 2 nights a week, Friday and Sunday, whatever works, and treat those sessions like plans with a friend. Turn off distractions, grab a snack, and make it something you commit to. It sounds rigid, but adding a bit of structure actually makes it more exciting. Fourth, play something outside your usual genre. If you're a shooter person, try a cozy sim. If you love RPGs, play a fast-paced indie platformer. When your brain's burned out from the same mechanics, switching genres refreshes how you process games. Even a 2-hour indie can feel more fulfilling than 60 hours in another open-world checklist simulator. And lastly, reconnect through community. Most people fell in love with gaming through people, siblings, cousins, school friends. Somewhere along the way that social layer faded. Join a Discord, play something co-op, or just talk about games again. Even discussing what you love about a title can reignite your interest in playing it. The point is, small shifts compound. You don't need to overhaul your entire life to love gaming again. Just tweak how you approach it. At the end of the day, enjoying games again isn't about chasing nostalgia or forcing yourself to grind through your backlog. It's about understanding how much you've changed and adjusting how you play because of it. When you were younger, games fit perfectly into your world. You had time, curiosity, and zero responsibilities. Now you've got bills, stress, and a phone that never stops buzzing. But that doesn't mean gaming can't still feel amazing. You just have to meet it halfway. Slow down, focus on one game at a time. Give your attention a little breathing room to recover. Play for discovery, not obligation. The spark isn't gone, it's buried under years of distractions, burnout, and noise. Once you start peeling those layers back, you'll realize it's still there, waiting for you. And maybe, just maybe, you'll catch yourself doing it again. Losing track of time, leaning forward in your chair, completely immersed, just like you used to be. So here's my challenge for you. Pick one game this week. Give it 15 uninterrupted minutes. No phone, no streams, no multitasking. See what happens, because the secret to enjoying games again isn't about finding the perfect game. It's about finding your attention again.